Hey guys, so I just wrapped up my iron infusion appointment. Uh, Baby's moving, sorry. I am 38 weeks, 2 days as of today's date at the time of recording. And the last time I did my iron infusion was 2 weeks ago. So because my numbers were now up to a 10, because it had been a 9 when I first started, or a little above a 9 point something. So because it was at a 10 the last time I went, then they asked me to come back in 2 weeks, which was today. I think when my midwife ran my blood work, though, I was at an 11 point something, so which is good. I am now in range, so I'm assuming that after today's session that the numbers will go up a bit, which means hopefully I won't have to come back to take another infusion. But yeah, so I just wrapped that up. It goes pretty quickly, in 30 minutes or so. I will say, with this update at 38 weeks, there's a lot going on. I don't know if so I'm at the point where my insurance switched last week. I had purchased my own private insurance. That's what I had. And then turns out that the insurance that I got, my birth plan was to give birth at a birthing center. This is my first child, so I was going for a natural birth, water birth at a birthing center. Turns out that the birthing center did not accept the insurance that I had. So I would have had to come out of pocket $8,500 for the birthing center. My doctor, the midwife, did take the insurance, but the birthing center did not. So went to my 37-week checkup, and then came home and found out from my midwife that when they tried to submit the claim, it was denied through the insurance. Did a couple calls. Long story short, came to find out that my private insurance that I had purchased was now canceled because the state had now approved my application for coverage. Which is all good and dandy, but the problem is the plan that they enrolled me in put me in a situation where now neither the birthing center nor my midwife office was accepting it. They do accept my state's provided health insurance, but not the plan that I was enrolled in. They accept another plan. So of course now I was trying to have the state switch my plan to another HMO. Well, come to find out, because I was also 37 weeks at the time, I am now in a pregnancy lock period that they can't make the switch. So I am stuck being in a health plan that leaves me without prenatal care, pretty much. I have called a few private doctors or OBs offices, but of course their cutoff time for transfer patients is at 32 or 36 weeks. So because I am beyond that, nobody is willing to take me on as a transfer patient. So I am left stranded. It's been a little discouraging, I will say. But at the end, I've come to accept that of course I know already, my birth plan is out the window. For giving birth at the birthing center, I've already given up on that. And I am just trying to remain hopeful at this point that God knows best in the end, that everything is going to work out for my good. Even if I cannot see it right now, I am faithful and hopeful that he's just working things out for my good, because who knows, he sees things that we don't. And like they say, life is what happens between your plans. So that's where I'm at. That's the update. I've given up calling anybody again, because I've called a few people. They take my insurance. Some people don't take my insurance, some do, and again, they're not willing to accept me. So at this point, I'm just trusting God and whatever he has planned and his will. I know that in the end it will all work out. He did not take me this far in my pregnancy to leave me hanging. I know that much. He's been with me throughout the entire pregnancy. Everything has gone pretty smoothly for the most part so far. And yes, there are hurdles right now that I'm now having to cross and deal with, but yeah, I'm hopeful that you know, everything's gonna work out. I look kind of, oh, I'm looking at my face, puffy or tired, whatever, but I'm also in my car and the heat is a little, let's see, it's a little hot. So, but yeah, guys, that's my 38-week update. Just wrapped up my iron infusion, dealing with insurance switch issues and trying to navigate that while at the same time trying to wrap up nesting. And it's been so much, but I'm thankful to God anyways. Thankful to God for keeping me, and I'm just praying and hoping that baby comes on the due date or whatever date God has in plan according to his will, because at the end of the day, everything happens according to his will. So I'm just praying that God will give me the grace to at least be ready and have everything in place by the time baby gets here. Hi guys. Oh man, dang, my face looks swollen and I look tired. Definitely look pregnant now. If I didn't before. Oh, excuse the look, guys. I look raggedy. I didn't really sleep well last night, and whatever. I am now coming from another iron infusion appointment. I had to go in for an iron infusion today because the last time my blood work was pulled at my OB appointment, it showed my iron levels or my hemoglobin were at above range or in range, 11.1. But for some reason, when I went last week or the week before and the hematology place pulled my blood work and they ran the numbers, it showed I was back down to a 9.7. So I don't know if there's a discrepancy between what my OB's office did and LabCorp, or if within a week or two, like, my levels dropped down again. So 39 weeks. I have just had an iron infusion session again, and then they pulled blood. Of course, they're gonna run it, and if my numbers are back up in range, then I won't have to go in. However, I am scheduled for another one this Friday. It's Wednesday at the time of making this video. 39 weeks 2 days at the point of making this video, and then if my numbers are not back up in range, then I have to go back Friday for another infusion again, because they're trying to get it up as quickly as they can before due date next Monday. So yeah, that's just another update at 39 weeks. Other than that, I've just been experiencing just a little bit of cramping here and there, nothing too major. I think baby's dropped because I feel a lot of pressure in my lower abdomen, but I'm hoping baby gets here either at 40 weeks or just a little bit over, because God knows I really don't want to be induced. So, and because I'm giving birth at the hospital, I was told that induction would be at about 41 weeks. So I'm really hoping baby comes on due date or a little over, but I'm trusting God that obviously God knows the perfect time for this baby's arrival. Between him and baby, they're the only ones that know whenever a baby will be born, and so I'm just trying to get finalized preparations done and really just rest and be ready for baby. So just got home. I'm about to go in, maybe have a little snack and see if I could get some rest before I get started on some other work that I have planned on my to-do list today. So guess what today is? It is actually due date today. We hit 40 weeks today. My God, this journey has come quickly to an end, but not really an end, because there's no action. Not yet. Anyways, baby's pretty cozy in there. I will say I have been experiencing what might seem like a little bit of cramping the past few days, but I'm not sure if it's contractions or Braxton Hicks. Like, I don't know. This is my first rodeo, so I have no idea, but I have been experiencing some cramping. So no action yet. I was told that at 41 weeks they do induce, so hopefully baby doesn't come today. Baby comes sometime this week at the latest, because I really do not want to be induced. But that's where we're at right now. I'm just trusting in God's plan and that baby will be here according to God's will and in perfect timing. So yeah, I'm gonna head to the appointment. I'll probably try to drive to the hospital as well, because like I said in a couple of updates back, because plans change so late in the process, I have not been able to visit the hospital because the original plan was to give birth at the birthing center. And the hospital, they do maternity ward tours, but I think the next tour is actually way past when baby's due, so that's not gonna work. So I may actually drive up to the hospital just to get acquainted with the area and to familiarize myself with the directions to get there. But that's the plan. I don't know for sure that I'm gonna get that done today, but right now that's the plan. I just wrapped up my appointment with my midwife. Everything went well. Baby, they did an ultrasound. Baby's doing great. Heartbeat is still good. So it's good. Baby's still in good position, head down, everything like that. My midwife, sorry, I know you guys are probably seeing stuff in the back. I still got the baby's bathing tub and some boxes of Pampers at the back. So there's still stuff in here that needs to be removed. But they did do a cervix check, and my God, was that uncomfortable and painful. I'm still experiencing a little bit of cramping after that. But I'm not too dilated, only 0.5 centimeter at this point. So it's a little bit open, but she did say it still feels tough. So she's recommending that I do certain things to at least soften it. I am doing my raspberry leaf tea, so I think I'm gonna keep drinking that maybe twice a day. Okra water multiple times a day. I'm gonna have to try to do that. And the walking and whatever else she's recommended to do that. But yeah, it's a Monday at the point of recording this video, and there are no signs of baby coming yet. So she did schedule another follow-up visit for 3 days after today. So if I'm not feeling anything by then I gotta go to the follow-up appointment. They're gonna not do another ultrasound again, but just maybe do like a cervix check and make sure everything's okay. She did tell me at this point, because I'm 40 weeks, I should keep track of the number of times baby moves, because now my placenta is a bit older, and so you know, just monitor baby's movement. At least 10 move, like 10 an hour or something like that. 10 moves in an hour, because if there's anything less, then I want to make sure that everything's okay. But I'm trusting God. Baby's moving now. I'm trusting God that things are gonna go as planned and everything's gonna go okay. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do what it takes to get things moving along. I do still have I'm still working, I'm still doing client work. So I do have a client call tomorrow, and I have a client signing scheduled for Wednesday right now. So yeah, it is another day of being pregnant. 40 weeks, 3 days, and baby has yet to show up. I just came from my second appointment for the week, because like I said in the last update, because I am past my due date now, they do see you twice a week. So just came from that visit. Everything's okay. I did another cervix check because when I last checked on Monday, I was about 0.5 centimeter dilated. When she checked, she said about maybe 1.5, so she's gonna estimate 2, because she's like, they don't really do 1.5 or 0.5 centimeters. So 1.5 to 2 centimeters dilated. Cervix is much softer, so they're gonna go ahead and get stuff scheduled for the induction on Monday, this coming Monday. Hopefully things get moving along before then, so I'm gonna have to keep doing what I'm doing and trying to walk a little bit more to get things moving along. But I'm serving baby eviction notice. Okay. I wanted baby to at least give me a little time, because I did have a few client stuff to wrap up, but I'm ready and it's time for eviction. So this is the baby's eviction notice to get out. My ankles have now started getting swollen, because, you know, I guess the weight on my body, it's a lot. I mean, I've not put on too much weight so far in this pregnancy. I think pre-pregnancy I was about 165. So right now I'm about 192, borderline 193. So I would say maybe, I don't know, 25 pounds. A little over 25 pounds I've put on throughout this pregnancy, which I guess is not too bad. But yeah, baby gotta get out. So that's the update. 40 weeks, 40 plus 3 at this point, and I'm gonna try to see what I can do to get baby out by the weekend, because Lord knows I do not want to be induced. Although I was told that if they do have to do induction, they might start with some medication, I think, like pills or something, or suppositories to help the cervix ripen, and then they might progress to a balloon. But we'll see. I'm hoping things get moving along. So I mean, I have been experiencing a bit of cramping, but yeah, I'm trusting God. God already know this child's due date. He has already predestined that. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing: walking, drinking raspberry leaf tea, okra water, all of that stuff, and try to get things moving along. So this is probably gonna be the last pregnancy update video in the series before the birth vlog. At the point of making this video, it is now 40 weeks and 6 days, and your girl is still very much pregnant. There's been hardly anything happening. So I think after the last update video I made, I had visited my midwife. I had my regular midwife appointment, and at that point she did a cervical check and everything was fine. I had softened up a little bit. The cervix had softened up a little bit and was dilated about 1.5 to 2 centimeters dilated at that point. And so I got home, and at that point, I think later the same day or the day after, I had a little bit of bloody show. So I think I lost my mucus plug at that point. After doing some research, I figured out that's probably what it was. And then since then, I've been experiencing a little bit of cramping, more like Braxton Hicks. It's nothing consistent, but it's more like a little bit intense period cramps. But that's all that's been happening so far since then. I can feel like my stomach's actually tightening and getting hard for a few minutes at a time. But yeah, that's the update for now. Just a little bit of cramping, quite a bit of swollen feet. Like, my feet are so swollen right now. So swollen. It is crazy how swollen my feet are. Yep. But other than the swollen feet and the occasional cramping, there's no action going on. So I'm praying that labor starts naturally throughout the night, or at least by tomorrow morning, because I don't remember if I mentioned in the last update video, but induction is actually scheduled for tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. So if nothing's happening, your girl's gonna be induced, and I'm just praying that baby gets things moving along naturally. That's my prayer. Like, God knows my prayer, and hopefully things get moving along naturally. But that's the update, guys. That's where I'm at right now. Just a bit of cramping going on, breathing through that, you know, trying to stay calm and relaxed, and practicing my breathing techniques, and all of that, because, you know, if I'm getting the Braxton Hicks so frequently, I'm assuming labor is right around the corner. So I'm just gonna keep monitoring it and trying to stay calm and relaxed. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and following me along the journey. And if there are any mamas out there who's on their journey, I wish you the best of luck. I pray that God's blessing and guidance and protection be over you and your baby, that you will be in perfect health. He will sustain you in good health and good strength, and that your journey will be a memorable one. It will be one of a great testimony. You will testify of the goodness of God and his faithfulness towards you, even though there may be ups and downs. But in the end, I pray that you will be able to testify of God's goodness, that he keeps you and your baby in perfect health and perfect peace when you go into your labor and delivery. And I will see you guys soon. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.